Welcome to Movie Caps. Today I will show you a crime, drama, thriller, and action film from 2009, titled Collateral. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. The movie opens with Vincent following a man through the airport. He bumps into him and uses the distraction to switch bags, to casual walkouts. We're next introduced to Max, as he cleans his taxi, and sets out to work for the day. He spends his days driving customers around, looking at a photo of an island to keep him motivated, a vacation in his mind. He picks up a new passenger, Annie, and drives her downtown. They disagree about the fastest route, and Max promises a free ride if he's wrong. When they breeze through traffic, Annie admits she was wrong, and is impressed with his work ethic. She tells him about her job as a lawyer, but is afraid that she will lose her next case. Max tells her that this is a temporary job, and that he has big plans to create his own limo company. Max encourages her by giving her the island photo, so she thanks him and leaves. He's disappointed in himself for not getting her number, but she returns to give him her business card. Meanwhile, Vincent leaves the same building that Annie enters, and gets into Max's cab. He offers Max $600 to drive him around the entire night. Max is reluctant, but the $600 is too tempting to turn down, and he agrees to guide the smooth-talking silver-haired man around. Vincent has Max drive him to an apartment building, and instructs him to park in a side alley to remain out of sight, waiting for his passenger to return. He begins daydreaming out of nowhere. A dead body falls on the roof of the cab. Vincent returns, and confesses to killing the man, who is now lying on top of the cab at gunpoint. He forces Max to help him stash the body in the trunk. Thinking this is a lot of work for $600, Max begs Vincent to let him go, which Vincent refuses to do. Back on the road again, looking utterly suspicious with a broken windshield, and taped on taxi sign, they're stopped by LAPD. Luckily for them, Max lays on the charm, and tells the cops he hit a deer about to pop open the trunk. The cops get called away to another emergency. At the next stop, Vincent, untrusting Max, ties his hands to the steering wheel. With Vincent gone, Max tries to escape, and attracts the attention of two unhelpful civilians. They rob him and take Vincent's briefcase. Returning from wherever he went, Mr. Assassin is not very happy, and quickly disposes of the two hooligans with a double tap to the chest, and one in the head. In his signature move, Vincent tells Max to stop with his shenanigans. He only needs to kill 5 people tonight, and Max adds to his body count. Meanwhile, back at the apartment crime scene, Detective Fanning arrives. Unable to find a body, he begins his pursuit to find the victim and killer. A witness recalls seeing a cab at the scene. Fanning takes a walk down memory lane, and identifies an unsolved case involving a cabbie, and 3 dead bodies in one night. Arriving at the Club Daniel, the next target, is located confessing he sold out Felix, the man who hired Vincent to the prosecutors. He is thanked by the assassin with a shot to the head. Outside, Max's dispatch tells him his mommy is looking for him, and to keep up appearances, Vincent instructs Max to visit his mom. Max introduces his new bestie to his mom, and while the two get chatty, Max runs off with his new friend's briefcase, and scatters the contents onto the highway. Back to Detective Fanning, he visits the morgue looking for the dead body of Ramon, who, if you remember, is stashed in Max's trunk. Instead, he finds a dead Sylvester Clark, the victim no. 2 infamous lawyers to unsavory criminals, including Ramon. With 2 down, and 3 to go after Max's big no, Vincent doesn't know who his next target is. The duo visits Felix to recover info on the remaining 3 targets. Felix has never met Vincent, so Max is sent in to impersonate him. The FBI keeping an eye on Felix while the DA puts together Agent Pedrosa leads their case. Catching up with the dead bodies, Detective Fanning joins them on the stakeout, just in time to see Max drop by for a friendly visit. Coming face to face with Felix, Max gives an award-winning performance, convinces the crime boss, and is handed a USB key with the remaining identities. Felix instructs his goons to head over to Club Fever when Max leaves. He hands Vincent the key back in the cab with the following known target and location. The duo head to Club Fever. Unfortunately for Max, he is overheard by the eavesdropping agents calling himself Vincent. Agent Pedrosa now believes Max is the assassin, and he's been moonlighting as a cabbie this whole time. Detective Fanning, the savvier of the two, doesn't think it's so apparent, and wants to investigate further. Arriving, Max and Vincent begin scouring the club for their target. The good guys figure out that the victims are all witnesses to an upcoming trial, the same one District Attorney Annie was stressing about. They begin hunting down the next target, Peter, who is currently at Club Fever. The FBI also arrives, and sets up a perimeter outside. Vincent spots Peter and instructs Max to keep an eye on him while he takes out the guards. Agent Pedrosa, last to the party, sees Max, whom he thinks is Vincent the assassin, and attempts to arrest him. The FBI, done with their perimeter, head inside to take Peter into witness protection. His bodyguards mistake them for bad guys, and they go on the offense. A melee battle ensues, a gun is fired, and the bullet injures Agent Pedrosa. Vincent takes out Felix's goons who targeted his pal Max, thinking he is Vincent. Chaos ensues and everyone is running around acting crazy. Detective the smart cop reaches Max, and tries to get him out safely. Back in the chaos, Vincent takes out Peter with 2 shots. Vincent, the actual assassin, is not deterred and locates Max outside with the detective. He quickly takes out Fanning, and drags Max back into the cab. Almost done, Max 4 down and 1 more to go. Max is at the end of his rope. He gave Annie his only coping tool. With no outlet for his stress, the photograph begins to drive like a madman. Max crashes the cab and Vincent loses his gun on impact. The police in hot pursuit arrive and Vincent escapes but leaves his laptop behind. Max sees the computer and discovers that Annie, his favorite passenger, is Vincent's final target. Having gone through How to Be an Assassin 101, he grabs Vincent's gun, and takes down the officer. Meanwhile, Vincent has arrived at the U.S. Attorney's office. Desperate to warn Annie, he manages to get his hands on a cell phone, and calls the number on the card. Reaching her, he tells all about his wild night as wingman, to an assassin to destroy the case. Max arrives just in time to see his friend in Annie's office. Meanwhile, Annie is currently located in the law library. Inside, Vincent notices the active phone line, and cuts the power to the building. Just as Max's cell phone battery dies. Max makes a run for Annie, and breaks into the building just as Vincent finds Annie. Max arrives in time, and shoots him, giving the duo enough time to escape. They run to the subway, and hop on a train. Mr. Assassin is close behind on their tail. Reaching the last car, and cornered, Max has no choice but to confront Vincent, and keep him away from Annie. After a long night of the killing, Vincent is finally out of steam, and dies from Max's gunshot wound. And here the movie ends. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notification, and leave to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.